Taylor about the flex.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Ozarks Sports Report show. Here joined with the head coach of the Hartville Eagles, Coach Clint Horn. And for today's show, we got a preseason preview to do with Coach Clint Horn of the Hartville Eagles. As we talk about this season, Hartville will be in Class 3 this year, and they will be looking forward to another great season. So Coach Horn, what is going to be the fundamentals that you're going to be teaching for this 2020 spring season?
Yeah, I'm sure everybody knows our basketball team as, they're playing for a state title today, so we are shorthanded. 7 of our starters actually play basketball, so we haven't really got to work on anything to play basketball. So, honestly, we're going to jump right in. We're going to give them a few days off here. We're going to practice Wednesday and Thursday, and we're going to play a doubleheader that's coming Friday. It may take us a little while to get caught up this year, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. I think our guys making it to the state title game in basketball is going to make them that much more hungry in baseball to try to get back there come June. And, I'm very excited. I know we got a work cut out for us. And like I said, it may take us a little longer than most to reach our stride. But as long as we're doing that, come district time, that's really all that matters.
Come district time, that's all that matters. 2013 was the last time that Hartville has actually won the state tournament. And so, do you think it's time for Hartville to return to the state tournament?
Oh yeah, I think that's everybody's goal. Whenever you step on the field, day one of practice, and we're all 0-0 right now. That's always the end goal. But at the end of the day, only 4 teams in each class get to make that goal and reach that goal, and then only 2 of those teams, get to play for a title. So it takes a little luck, it takes a lot of hard work, and that's obviously our goal. We're going to strive for it, and we'll see what happens.
Just going to stride for it and see what happens for this Hartville team. And now in the fall, you guys had a pretty strong fall last year. I don't know if you guys won the Summit or not, but what did you guys take out from the Summit League and from last fall?
The fall season, we finished 16-2. Played a tough schedule. We matched up with Crane twice and split with them, and then our other loss was to Dora, and we turned around and beat them the next week. We try to put a bunch of games in together and really challenge our kids on how we're going to get through a tough week with pitching. We had to have some guys step up and do that. Try to play 4, sometimes even 5 games in a week, and that doesn't include your JV games too. And right now our roster is at 19 guys, so we had to strategically plan for that. And then, also our guys just, when we had to step up and get the job done, that's what we had to do. And this past fall, we were winning a lot of games that we hadn't in the past. We won a lot of those low-scoring one-run ball games, and I was really happy to see that. I think our guys are really taking that next step, on learning how to finish ball games as opposed to only winning the ones where you get up by quite a few runs. So that was the next step our program needed to take. I think we did that this fall, and hopefully it keeps translating over to the spring.
Hopefully just keep transitioning over to the spring. And so that 16-2 team, that's something to put on the resume for this Hartville team. And another thing is, so what will be some expectations that you're going to be setting for your players each and every game for this 2020 spring season?
Well, like I said, I think early on, I fully expect for us to probably struggle offensively. When you're not been in, we're not going to have seen any live pitching with all the rain we've had. We're going to get 2 days of EP in. We're just really going to have to dig down deep. Now, our top 3 arms are ready to go. We've been able to throw bullpens with them all winter long. They're set to go. We're going to rely heavily on our pitching. Defensively, once again, we may struggle. We've not taken any ground balls and fly balls either, but we're pretty athletic. I think we're going to be okay on the defensive side of the ball. It may take us a while to catch our stride offensively, and hopefully we catch that sooner than later. But early on, I'm hoping our pitching can keep us in the ball games, and we can just scrape across a run or two until our guys really start feeling more comfortable in the box. we're going to see some really good pitching right out the gate. But it is what it is. We're just going to have to step up and accept the challenge and go with it.
Just accept the challenge throughout this season. And now, as you look at your district, you're in Class 3, District 11. And so that's a team that Ava actually did win the district last year. So what's it going to be if you guys want to win District 11 this year, which, from what I see, that is a very tough district to see with Hartville, Stratford, Fairgrove, Conway, Ava, Forsyth, and Pleasant Hope. So what's it going to be if you want to knock off Stratford and Fairgrove and Ava and Conway and Pleasant Hope and Forsyth?
This year I think that one seed is more important than maybe it ever has been. Only one team's going to get to save that pitching for one game, and that's 7 very solid, strong teams. So you're not going to be able to take the game off. So I think everybody's goal is you want to be that one seed so you can get that bye. The biggest thing is, I think Ava showed it last year. It was pretty much the same district, minus New Covenant. They were the 5 seed in it last year, and they came in and won it. I think the district's very similar this year. It doesn't matter what seed you are; it's who is playing their best baseball come May. Any of the 7 teams can beat any of the other 7 teams, and we're hoping to play our best baseball come in. Hopefully, we've got a good resume going into the seed meeting. And, we're able to get that 1 seed, and if we're not, it's going to make the challenge a little bit tougher, but you're just going to have to step up and find a way to win either 2 or 3 games in that district to continue on. But, yeah, it's very tough. There's no slouches in it. Even the 2 seed playing the 7 seed this year, I think you are going to have to throw one of your better arms to get past that game. And, like I said, who has caught fire come May, and whatever that team is, it could be any of the 7 of us, could come out of there with the district title.
Any team can come out with a district title. It could be either Ava, it could be Conway, Fairgrove, Forsyth, Hartville, Pleasant Hope, or even Stratford. And so that's pretty much the Eastern District. But the far Eastern District, that is District 10 with Kabul, Houston, Liberty, Licking, Mountain Grove, and Willow Springs. So do you guys play any schools from District 10 or District 12?
We actually do. This past fall, we played Licking. We went over there second to last game of the fall before we got rained out our whole last week. They've got a really good ball club. Houston, district champions last year. I know they return a lot. They are going to be very, very tough. We also have Kabul and Willow Springs on our schedule from that district. We will actually match up with Willow Springs twice. They come to our home tournament, and then they come play us in the regular season game. So we are very familiar with most of those teams over there, well, with 4 of the 6. Licking and Houston are both very, very good ball clubs. And I think any of those 6, honestly, could make a run at it, too. When you get in Class 3 baseball, everybody's got 1 or 2 good arms, and just depends on what day you match up with them on. You could get beat. So, very, very tough district over there. Like I said, they got 6 teams. We know it. We probably know it better than the one we're in because we already play those guys. But like I said, hey, if you come out of, I would love to come out of our district and play somebody from that district too, because that means you've accomplished your goal of winning a district.
That does mean you've accomplished your goal in winning districts. And now looking at your schedule, you guys open with Spokane and Morrisville. So what do you know about Spokane and Marion Sierra Morrisville?
We got to play both of them this past fall. I know Spokane, I think they're just going to have a varsity only this year. They were younger. We played them over in the Crane Woodbat Fall Tournament. We got to win against them there. Morrisville, going to be scrappy and tough as always. We did play them this fall, and actually Caleb Moore, one of our senior pitchers, threw a no-hitter against them. But I don't foresee us, being able to do that right out the gate. We're going to have some pitching limitations on some guys. So we're expecting 2 good baseball games. We're excited to get it going, excited for it to get here, and see what happens comes Friday.
See what happens comes Friday. And also, as we look at your schedule, you're in 3 tournaments this spring. The Clever Right Off the Bat tournament, your own Hartville tournament, and then the Southern Missouri Invitational. So what do you know about the Clever Right Off the Bat tournament, your Hartville tournament and the Southern Missouri Invitational?
Well, at Clever, our first two games in it, it's a 4-game tournament. We are going to open up with Forsyth on Monday, and then we play Fairgrove on Tuesday. And then we get Catholic on Thursday. Those first two games of that tournament are huge this year because they are both district opponents. So, we're going to open up on Friday, and then we're going to play two district opponents on Monday and Tuesday. And, we want to play some of those guys just so we have a better understanding of where we're at in the district. Probably wish we could play them a little bit later because, we're going to be on less than a week of getting our feet wet with baseball again. But like I said, we're just going to have to accept the challenge there and see what happens. Our own home tournament, we got 6 teams this year. Willow Springs, us, and Gainesville are in a pool, and then Crane, Conway, and Norwood are in the other pool. I'm really excited about our tournament. This is probably the best it's been top to bottom competitive-wise in a long time. It's going to be tough for us. We played 3 games that Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and then our tournament, we're going to play 2 on Friday, 1 on Saturday. So hopefully what we did in the fall, playing those 4, 5, 6-game weeks at times will help us be more prepared for that stretch. Then I'm excited about the Southern Missouri Invitational. Dora hosted. I'm excited because we're going to get to see some new teams in that. We're not playing the same guys over and over. I think us and Dora are probably at the top of it. I'm excited to hopefully get to play them again this spring, kind of the rubber match between us. And, there's some bigger schools in it. I know Mountain Grove and then Alton, I believe, is in it. And there's a couple more teams in it that we just don't get to play in the spring. So, we're excited to get to do that.
And now you guys play 2 teams on your schedule. From what I see, it's Conway twice, as you go up to Laclede County twice to play Conway, just right off I-44. So how big of a rivalry is it between you guys and Conway?
It has really developed here the past few years. Even it has been for a long time. Mansfield has always been Hartville's biggest rival. But the past few years, us and Conway have been, very solid teams. The games are always close. We play each other a lot. So it's become that rivalry game. Coach Blue and I are really good friends from over there. We talk a lot. It's kind of fun. I think, we joke around. We think the only 2 guys from Conway and Hartville that like each other are us right now. So, but we're excited. They've got a really good team this year. They've got 2 really, really good arms. And I think you're going to see. I think in the fall, both of the games were 2-1. We were lucky enough to be on the winning side of both of those. But we're excited to play them again. And, that very well could be for the conference championship this year. And like I said, they're going to be amped up. It's not only a big conference game, it's a big district game too. So there's a little bit more pressure riding on it. We're wanting to defend our Summit Conference championship from the fall in our tournament against them and our regular season win. And I know they're on the opposite end. They're wanting to come over and beat us because we got them twice in the fall. So it's going to be a great atmosphere. Hopefully the weather's nice. I'm excited for it. I know they're excited for it. And like I said, we just can't wait to get there and see what happens.
Also talking about your Summit Conference from this fall, you guys did win the Summit Conference last year. So as you guys said, you guys want to defend the Summit Conference title. So from top to bottom, how do you think the Summit Conference is going to fare for this year?
The thing about the Summit Conference is it is one of the best. I'll put it up against about anybody small school-wise, conference-wise in the state. If you go back to probably 2000, it seems like every year somebody from the Summit Conference is representing the conference in the Final Four. Seymour played for a state title last year. Mansfield was in the Class 2 state title game the year before. I can keep going back and back. Hartville was in it in 13 and 14. Mansfield won it in 3 years ago. So very, very competitive conference from top to bottom. There are no slouches. Gainesville going to be very good this year. Norwood going to be good. Seymour, like I just said, they played for a Class 2 state title last year. Mansfield's got a big arm over there. They're going to be very solid. us and Conway, and then Fordland didn't have a program last year, but they 2 years ago, pretty sure they beat Mansfield, and Mansfield played for a state title that year. So from top to bottom, it's going to be competitive. You can't take a night off in it. It's always like that. It prepares you for the postseason. It's a lot of fun, and we're excited to defend the title. Hopefully, we can bring it home again this year. But we also know we got to win 6 games in it, and it's going to be tough to do that.
Win those 6 games, those are very important to defend the Summit Conference title. And also, you guys play only one team, I believe, from the SWCL. And then you guys play some Mid-Lakes teams. You play, I'm not sure where Kabul is and what conference Kabul is or Willow Springs is. And then you play New Covenant Academy, which is in the Mark Twain. And then you also play a team from the SWC, which is Marionville. So what do you know about these other conferences, like where Willow Springs, Kabul, Forsyth, which is in the Mid-Lakes, New Covenant in the Mark Twain, and then Spokane in the SWCL?
Yeah, you mentioned Kabul and Willow Springs and Mountain Grove. They're all in the SCA. Very good baseball conference over there. They're in there with Houston. So they're always a tough scheduled teams over there. The biggest thing for us is we knew we were going to be right on the line, Class 2 and Class 3. And then we also knew there was basically 4 different districts we could go to. We could either be in the one that we're in, or we could go with Houston, Licking, Mountain Grove, or they would keep us, with the Mansfield, Seymour, Gainesville, and so on districts. So it's really tough for us to schedule. You're trying to get as many of those teams on your schedule as you can, so you can properly see the district tournament at the end of the year. The good news is, we were able to have some tough teams on there. I think we pride ourselves on having a tough schedule. That's why we like opening up the year with the Clever right off the bat tournament. Teams, we have tried to, Marionville is a great tradition right now. They've got a really good ball club over there. Coach Gross is doing a great job, so excited to play them. New Covenant, really enjoy playing those guys. They've had a really, really solid teams the past few years. I know they graduated a bunch last year, but I fully expect them to be just as competitive this year. They're going to be good. They always are since they've started that program. And then like I said, in our own home tournament, we fully expect we're hoping to either get to play Conway or Crane in that. That's going to be a good game wherever we all fall in that. And, we just try to make it as tough as we can. But also try to make it to where we're going to be seeing teams that we are potentially going to be seeing in our district coming up, and that's kind of how we design our schedule, and we're excited for it.
Just being excited for it, and then also as we round up, now talking about all 5 classes now in baseball with classes 1 through 5. Who do you think is going to excel in all 5 classes here in spring baseball? Who do you think is going to be some top runners here in Southwest Missouri for classes 1 through 5?
I think definitely Class 5, and it's going to be tough, but, Willard should be very, very good this year. You can't count out any of the Springfield schools, the Kickapoos, Glendales, Hillcrest, all of them. The COC and Ozark Conference are always very tough at that level. So, Class 4, I think you're still looking at your Catholics and your Rogersvilles being very tough. I'm not sure where Aurora's at. I'm sure, with the tradition they've got going on down there, that they're going to be right in the middle of things too. Class 3, I think we've already talked about that. I think whoever comes out of our district will have a very good shot to make the Final 4. And, then you've still got the New Covenants, the Clevers, and the Houstons, and the Licking that are going to be very, very tough to beat. Class 2, I don't know a whole lot about it because I've been preparing for Class 3 other than our conference schools. And like I said, Mansfield, they're always competitive, great baseball tradition over there. Seymour, they return a couple of those guys, a couple of their arms from their state title runner-up team last year are going to be tough. Class 1, I don't think you can count out Dora down there. They're going to be very, very good. Back to Class 2, I think Crane's got the right guys that can make a run, in Class 2 this year. So Southwest Missouri baseball is tough as always. I'm excited. It's not going to surprise me if we have a bunch of representatives in the Final 4 from down here. I'll be surprised if we don't, actually. So it's just exciting, times down here, with how good our baseball in the area is and hopefully continues to be in the years to come.
Speaking of Final Four, Southwest Missouri is now pretty much the prime location now for the Final Fours. It's now returned to Southwest Missouri. It used to be at Meadow Park, just right off of Fremont and Sunset, just north of the Battlefield Mall there in Springfield. Now it's going to be just right off Highway 65 there in Ozark, in the former Duck Stadium now, where Drury plays their home baseball games. So what do you know about the Final Four now moving to Ozark from O'Fallon in the St. Louis area, now down to Southwest Missouri into Ozark?
Well, I'm excited for it. Coach Stratton, I call him Coach Stratton because he coached me at Drury when I played there. He has done a great job building that up, and they've got that facility working. They work well with teams. I was actually on the phone with him yesterday trying to move a couple games there for Friday because we had so much rain. I don't think we're going to get to open up at home. And, he's been more than willing to work with the local team. Another thing I'm excited about is just the all-turf field, so you're not going to have to worry about rainouts. And I think those guys over there will do everything they possibly can to get all the games in the Final Four, where in the past, you've had rainouts and guys don't get to play the third place game or get to play at all. And, I think the guys there with that all-turf field and they're willing to work with teams and, just love baseball are going to do whatever it takes to get these kids the experience that they deserve. And, it is neat. It takes away from going and spending the night in a hotel if you make it there. But I think those guys are going to make it the best experience they can for the local teams too. And, the good thing about it being local is we're going to get to play a couple games there early this year on that field, so hopefully we're a little more accustomed to it. We did get to play once there last year, and I think that also helps. So we're excited for it to be there. I think it's great. It'll be a whole lot easier for us in Southwest Missouri to get over there to watch the Final Four games. Hopefully you're in it, but if you're not, still a great time to go watch some good baseball. And like I said, I think those guys over at US are doing an absolutely great job. Not just in the area, but for the state, for the game of baseball. Not
just here in the state, but just for the game of baseball. And now talking about here in the state of Missouri, you got Southwest Missouri baseball, you got baseball up in Kansas City, St. Louis, Northern Missouri, and even the Boot Heel. So how do you compare each section of Missouri, say like from the Kansas City area to the St. Louis area to Mid-Missouri to Northern Missouri, Southwest Missouri, and the Boot Heel? What's different about each region here in the state?
Yeah, like I was saying before I cut off there, Northern Missouri, I think they're a little bit of a disadvantage because of the weather up there, especially in March. Today, I think they have a snowstorm coming through up there. It just rained out here in southern Missouri. In the Boot Hill, there's been very strong small school baseball down there. You've had Oran, you've had Cooter, just lots of good baseball down there. So, I'm not real familiar with St. Louis and Kansas City baseball just because it's been so good down here in Southwest Missouri that we've never had to venture out to find good competition elsewhere. So I will still rival Southwest Missouri with anybody in all classes. So, like I said, I'm probably biased because we live here. We know more about the Southwest Missouri area, but obviously there is good baseball all around, especially at the bigger schools in Kansas City and St. Louis. You're going to see a couple of those teams down here come June in the Final Four. And, especially at the small school level, I will rival Southwest Missouri with anybody.
Just rival Southwest Missouri with anybody. And now talking about Southwest Missouri, there's kind of like a dividing line for Southwest Missouri between the East and the West. And so the dividing line would be about the US 65 corridor here in Southwest Missouri. So when you go east of 65, do you think the competition is a little bit better than it is west of 65, like towards Joplin and points west of Springfield?
When you go west of 65, you've got Crane, Rich Tradition, you've got Purdy, and I'm just talking small schools at this level. If you want to get into the big schools, they're all pretty good. The Joplin, the Webb City, the Carthages. But small school baseball, I think, is very, very rich. The Summit Conference, I've already talked about it. We're all on the east side of 65. I think that conference is very good. I think right along 65, the SWCL is very, very good baseball. The Frisco League has had very, very good baseball over the past, however long you want to go back. They've had very good teams. So I don't want to say one side or the other is better. I think it's very rich tradition. We're all kind of rivaling against each other. I don't think we look at it like an East versus West thing by any means. But I think once the tradition is stuck to your school, a lot of those guys coming up through, they want to be part of it. And, it's made it special in this area. So, that's what makes it exciting. Every year, the SWCL is going to be good. The Summit's going to be good. Some teams out of the Frisco are going to be good. The Mid-Lakes Conference is always good. I don't even know if you consider them super small school anymore. But, another good thing, fall baseball around here for the schools that don't have football. I think that's really helped the tradition of Southwest Missouri baseball also. And, I think it's a great thing. I think coaches take a lot of pride in that, and it's competitive, and people want to get out and play, and it gives us an extra season to be with the guys and develop players and develop bonds with those players. And it brings you closer, and then once the spring gets here and you're actually, playing for your district and stuff, I kind of feel like those guys might have a little bit of a leg up just because you've got your already experience playing. You got some stuff figured out that some of the other smaller schools with football don't have yet.
Those smaller schools that don't have football, they do get an advantage with having a second season in the fall, which is kind of like the replacement for football. And so with fall baseball here in Missouri, say like you compare it to, let's say, Oklahoma. In Oklahoma, they play districts in the fall and the spring, which is different about baseball here. So if you were to go to Oklahoma and come back to Missouri, would you want to see districts, sectionals, quarterfinals, and state come to fall baseball?
I think it would be fun, but on the flip side of it, would we want two different Class 2 or Class 3 or Class 1 state champions? And I don't really know the answer to that. What I try to do here in Missouri is, we try to play 3 tournaments in the fall to give our kids something to play for. We have a rivalry game with Mansfield that is called the Battle of the Bat. And up until this coming season, that was always the last game of the fall. So you were getting your kids to play for something, and you weren't just playing to be playing. And I think that's the key. I wouldn't be opposed to, having that, but I also, I don't know what I think about having 2 Class 2 state champions either. Like I said, I think, I know the SWCL does a good job if they play their conference tournament at the end of the year. That's what the Summit's going to do next fall. And it gives those kids something to play for. You kind of make it like a district tournament where, if you lose, you're done. And you play it out until there's a winner and a champion. And, I kind of like the way it's set up right now. And, with football being so big around here, I also think it would be tough to to add something else in there to, during football time to really rival that. So I like the way we have it set up now. They let us play. I feel like the coaches do a good job of making it competitive and trying to figure out ways to have the kids actually be playing for something. And I think that goes a long ways.
It does go a long way. Now, are there any final words you have to say to all the coaches that you're going to be playing for this spring season? What's going to be your words for each coach that you're going to be playing, including the coaches that you might be playing in districts for this spring season?
We're just excited to get out and play. Hopefully it quits raining on us so we can all get our fields ready to go. I know we've only got to be outside twice so far this spring with all the rain we've had over at Hartville, but we're looking forward to get out and competing. Weather, temperature-wise, has been great so far this spring, so hopefully that holds. And like I said, we're excited to get out and compete and see where we're at. And I wish the best of luck to everybody. Hopefully we see you come May.
Just see you come May, and that will end today's show for today. We hope you enjoyed our show. We hope you enjoyed us sitting down with the head coach of the Hartville Eagles, Coach Clint Horn. If you'd like to stay connected with the Hartville Eagles through their social media, be sure to like them on Facebook. Also follow them on Twitter. Their Twitter is at CoachHorn10. Once again, it's CoachHorn10 on Twitter. Also, check out Misha.org for their schedules. They will have their schedules for the spring season. And And once again, we will say the Hartville Eagles will take on Spokane at home on Friday, March 20th, to kick off the 2020 season. And as we let Coach Horn go, we like to wish Coach Horn best of luck for this 2020 season. If you'd like to stay connected with the Ozarks Sports Report through our social media, be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram, and check out our website. Our website is ozarksportsreport.wixsite.com/Ozarks Sports Report. One final time, we want to thank Coach Clint Horn for sitting down with us to talk about the 2020 spring season that will be rapidly approaching in just 6 days. For one final time, I'm Adam Smith from the Ozarks Sports Report saying, have a good day, everybody.